Well guys, we're back in the shop again. It is Tuesday the 11th of June and Pamela is again frantically typing away and getting her orders sorted for the coming weeks. I am just back from my stag do, as you can see, nice and refreshed and, how would I put it, relaxed. Had a great time away, and obviously now we are back in the store to try and get stuff back on the track for the website and a couple other things. So, what's been happening today?
We've been very busy with customers and visitors and
so we had Nikki, Jennifer and
Al Gould and and a bit a new baby. And we had a new baby in who's Charlie, yes.
I was waiting for you to say that. That was your cue to say what Charlie's name was, but you forgot.
But you always bring this camera on me and I never know what to say.
Well, learn.
So we had Nikki, Jen and Charlie. It was Charlie's first visit to the shop. Then we had Al Gould, and then we had Ian and Jackie from the Pirates. We've had all our customers in between as well.
Their grandson as well.
And their grandson, yeah, we had Cooper in. Cooper had a tinkle on the desk, but we cleaned that up, that was fine, so he's christened our shop. And yeah, everything's been go. And amongst all that, I've been trying to do a wee bit of work, but it's kind of hard when people are visiting and needing served as well. So it's head down and get the customers updated and catch up on all the weekend stuff and start to put together and process the orders, find out where we're up to with all the back orders and where we're up to with everything else.
Yep. So one of the things that we obviously said is we want to try and make this place as most as how would I put it? One of the things that I've said about this place is we want it to be as accessible to people as possible. That means that even if you're not buying, you can come down, kick about, talk away, talk hockey, whatever else, and we had a lot of that today, obviously with Anne. Obviously we had a lot of that with Al, Jackie, Ian, and obviously Nikki and Jen coming down with her newborn baby as well. So good day so far, so let's get into it.
Good evening, YouTubers and CBS fans. It's Wednesday evening. It's the 12th of June. We've been quite 25 past 5, so we've been quite busy since we opened. We had a queue. We had our very good friend Laurie, who was there as the shirt was going up. Thanks for that, Laurie. Tonight's plans are basically everything we were supposed to get done yesterday tonight, because yesterday was very busy. We had lots of visitors who came down to see us. We've always said that we like to make the shop a welcoming, friendly place,
hockey
hub for everybody to come and talk everything, hockey, how they're feeling. So we had a very good friend of ours. They've just had a baby, so they came down and they brought wee baby Charlie with them. And then we had Jackie and Ian from the Pirates. They popped in, so we had and we had Al Gould, photographer for the clan. We had lots of people pop in yesterday, so it was a kind of round robin of the door going constantly, and we never got the chance to do really anything. So I'm busy trying to catch up, but I was supposed to be getting caught up yesterday, and hopefully we'll be a wee bit busier tonight, and we'll see. I think you've got a skate MOT to make your way through?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm just about to go and get done. So we'll leave Pam just now and I'll take you through the back and show you what we're up to. So guys, this is the pair of skates in question for the MOT. Usually what we do for a skate MOT is if they need any rivets replaced, we will replace all of the rivets if required, all of the eyelets if required, the laces, and give it a wee sharpen. So let's go, we'll have a wee look and see what it needs done. So first inspection of the eyelets, so far they look absolutely fine. Yes, they're a little bit worn, but they're not too bad. Other side, again, a couple of nicks and scratches on them, but they're not really that bad. They're not really kind of chewing through laces, so we won't need to replace many of them. Rivet wise, looking at them, some of them are pretty rusted, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace all of the rivets on both of the skates. So stay tuned for the time lapse. So one of the things that you tend to need to do when you do the rivet removal is obviously they only push out so far, and the rest of the time what you've got to do is basically get in about them with a set of clips or pliers and pull them out of the holder, due to the fact that they are basically more or less stuck in place. What I will do is I will actually show you guys the process of what you actually do with a rivet, what actually happens with it when it holds your blade in place. Not a lot of people actually realise it's only just a piece of metal that's holding it in place, and it's not exactly the most, how would I put it, the strongest part of the skate, but they seem to do the job by holding them in place. So while we are on camera, I will set up and show you what an actual rivet repair looks like. So obviously take out the little die we need. So as you can see, this is a totally different style of tool that we have here. Obviously this one here is obviously the installation tool, which goes on the outside, and you obviously have the rivet splayer here. So push this into place. I'll get a little rivet for you guys to show you what actually happens. So as you can see here, this is basically got little dimples in it and a little area where the rivet can sit on top of. So the rivet sits on top of it like that inside the boot. Now obviously you can't see what you're doing, and you've got to do a lot of it by feel. So once you get them sitting where you need it to be seated or situated, you obviously then push down, and if you have a wee look here, the way that the die is, the die will make it basically look like a palm tree, and then it will hook back in itself. Now this is what holds the rivet in place in the skate. Obviously this one's a little bit bent. It's obviously because it's not the right tool. I have multiple of these in my wee toolbox, but as you can see, I'll show you again just quickly. So the rivet goes on top of this, and then you just basically apply some pressure down onto it, and it splits it, which holds the holder onto the skate, just like that. So something else that is more or less it has to be done when you're removing the copper rivets, which are the ones at the end. What I've found is when I am removing the copper rivets, it's a lot easier if they are flattened down a little bit. Usually you find that this kind of area here, I don't know if you really see it properly, is quite raised and obviously rounded off because this has been a pneumatic machine that's done this. So basically it makes it a lot more round. So the installation tool that I have is kind of basically a blunt force trauma. What you basically do is you put the skate in and you press down on this, and then you basically hit a removal tool with a hammer to try and push the original copper all the way through into the actual to the body of the skate, into where your foot would go, and then obviously you would then pull that out with a pair of pliers. Now what I find is sometimes when you do that, if the rivet's too high, what will happen is it will basically pull through the bottom of the skate, wreck the holder and wreck the boot. I've seen it done before by equipment managers where they wreck the skate and they bring them into me to get them fixed. That was way back in season 1 of the clan. But now obviously what I tend to do is basically run a file over the top of this, file them down as flat as possible, and then remove them because it just is better for the boot. So there you have it guys, as you can see, all new steel eyelets and all new coppers. Now the main difference is on this part here and on this part here. I always make sure that I've got two coppers there as an anchoring point. It's just obviously the way that it's always been done, predominantly on the back of the skates, so I personally just like that as a little bit more stability in the skate.
everyone, it's Tuesday, it is the 18th of June. Welcome to another quiet day in the shop because it's summer. Apparently ice hockey stops in the summer.
Apart from one training session that I know of that I was on last night, so other than that.
So today it's very boring. We have price list work to get done because the price lists need to be done to do the website, The website needs to be done to update the till. We've got new releases coming, which then need to be fed onto social media, and you'll probably feature them in later videos to come down the line once we've got past the release dates.
Yep.
So that's all got to be done, and at the moment we have 2 websites to update, which is a pain in the arse, but we're struggling to. We know how to put the products onto the new site, we just don't know how to structure the new site at the moment, so we're still brainstorming that. But at the moment, price lists and the old website have to take priority, and then we'll circle back round to the new website, which we'll do at some point.
So again, always double work. Every time we do anything to do with a website, it's always double. It's just always been the way. You would think after all of these years that we would have an understanding and a grasp.
Or we would go on a course or something.
Yeah, considering the fact that I was at uni for this kind of stuff, but yeah, it's just
it's been giving me sleepless nights, this bloody website.
Yeah, me as well. It's just an absolute nightmare. It's like basically you click onto the website and then it comes down saying, oh, you've got an error, you can't access this site. If you refresh it, then you can go on it. It's just for whatever reason it just doesn't want to work. There's a conflict between WordPress and one of the apps on the website, and it's just it's a nightmare, because we're going to have to go through absolutely every single one and delete them all, and then try and reinstall them and see if we can recreate it. Obviously we're trying to get it onto Shopify at the moment, but
it's just not.
After 14 years of using exactly the same WordPress with slight variations, it's obviously going to be difficult trying to learn a new system. So,
and the thing is we've got so many. So when you talk about putting a product on, a product isn't just a stick. A product is how many stick flexes that comes in, how many hands that comes in, how many curves that comes in. So if a stick has 3 different curves, 4 different flexes and 2 hands, your variations all stand as an individual product. Therefore, when you're loading them onto the new Shopify site, we need a front end theme that takes into consideration thousands of products, because effectively that's what you've bought.
So what we had originally used before on WordPress was WooCommerce, and WooCommerce was really good in comparison to the previous version that we had been using. And the previous version, as Pamela had just kind of said, basically went along the lines of you had to put in every single option. So every single option was basically a line in a spreadsheet, whereas with the WooCommerce that we currently have, when it works it's brilliant, because you can literally just call upon a catalogue or an attribute, and it basically has all of the options in there because we'd already preset them. But it's a bit of a pain in the ass now that we have to go through this all again. It just seems to be the world is against bloody sports at the moment. It's kind of a big storm cloud above us, but it just always goes like that at the kind of the summer. We hate the summer months because it's so quiet, but at the same point, yes,
Quiet
we got quiet and stressful, but we do get a lot of work done.
But the work doesn't pay. That's the problem. The work doesn't pay. The work has to be done. There's mountains of it to be done. We're extremely busy. We've got no free time, but it doesn't pay us any money because it's prep work for the season, which does pay us money. So you've then got the added pressure of going bills to pay.
Then the major thing is then we go through the website and the price list, and we kind of set our prices accordingly to our kind of set kind of what we put it your
retail price.
Your set retail price, and then there'll be somebody else that'll come along and be like £2 cheaper, and someone will come in and argue over the case of £2. Or the other aspect of, yes, they're getting it £5 cheaper from another website, but with us you're getting a free heat mould and a free sharpening, so they would rather go and buy it off another website for £5 cheaper, but then come into the store and spend whatever it is for a heat mould, £35. Yeah. So if they want to do that, by all means come in and we'll do your services for you, but at the same point, obviously cash flow is king. We need to be able to keep money coming in the door, so that's one of them ones.
And another thing about we always do all our prep work in the summer, because we genuinely do not have time in the winter to be updating the site and changing prices and taking stuff off. So it gets to this point in the season where there's things on the website that we didn't even realise were still on the website. So on Friday I undertook a exercise to go through the list and delete everything that had been discontinued. We also, when we had the problem with the site a few months back, and fast host servers were knocked out, and then ours was knocked off for a week. Well, the only way to get ours back online was to upload our rollback, a backup back on. The problem was it had old products on it that we didn't even know.
I'd already spent a lot of time going through that as well, taking off all the products that weren't compatible this season, or like they had been discontinued, and believe it or not, it all come back on.
So then people were buying stuff that had been discontinued nearly 18 months ago. So we've had to upgrade and change and whatever else, which has obviously extended the order process for those customers, and we can only apologise for that. We genuinely don't have time to check the products. We wish we did, and we would probably have to do it during the night and just not sleep for a night.
We used to do that, believe it or not, back in the day. We used to come in here. I had 3 jobs at one point. Obviously I had here, I had the sports centre that I worked in, and I had the ice rink that I worked in as well. And we would basically I would finish my job at 10:30 at night, come into the store and work until 3, 4, 5 in the morning uploading products.
So Domino's pizza.
Yeah, yep. And then go grab an hour's sleeping in all over again. 3 jobs in a one day again.
But unfortunately we have 2 wee stinky children that kind of change those plans these days.
Yep.
Because they take everything from you.
Yep.
All the good stuff, but all the bad stuff. So so they take a lot of time and effort, which obviously then detracts from, you know, being 2 single people with a love for the shop.
Yep.
It's now 4 of us, so.
Yep. So we'll let Pam get on with her stuff, yes. And I'm going to have a wee recce about.
We'll let Stephen go on with being a pest.
Yeah, I'm going to just annoy the hell out of the holiday.
Pam, you seen this? Pam. I'm working.
She's kids on, she's working, she likes an empty spreadsheet.
The empty spreadsheet would be full if you would leave me to fill it.
Well, do you know what I used to say? Finger out.
On that note.